online again, doing yoga classes on Google Meet. It's important that I interact with you during your practice to give you the proper alignments on the poses. All levels of experience are welcome. Once you are instructed with more in-depth position, the classes on YouTube will be more enjoyable. You will truly experience the full benefits of each pose. I hope to see you on the mat in the comfort of your own home. Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for being here to practice with me today, joining another Dany Yoga's class. I am grateful for you showing on the mat and happy to practice with you once again today. Have a block nearby just in case we need it. And if you have your yoga mats, let's begin our practice today. We will start our practice in standing. So coming at the top of your mat with the feet hip apart. Bring the hands at the heart in Namaste and close your eyes. Being passive for now, not engaging anything, just take a moment here to invite yourself to your practice. Just a moment to thank yourself for showing on the mat. Try to relax in the shoulders, try to relax facial muscles, and maybe keep smiling from inside out or bring a smile on your face as well. Another way to remove all the tension we usually hold on the facial muscles. And focusing on the breath, take 2-3 breaths here, deep and long in, and then equally longer. Exhaling out, maybe a few times out of the mouth if that feels good. Rather than that, remember to only breathe in and out through the nose. Just one more breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one last inhale and exhale. Say thank you for the gift of life you received today once again. Say thank you for the practice of yoga and say thank you for being here. If your eyes are still closed, slowly and gently open them up, maybe still with a smile on the face, letting go the hands by the sides. Still at the top of your mat, you're going to keep your feet hip apart. Inhale, arms up without bringing shoulders all the way up. Interlock fingers and turn the palms upside down, keeping the tailbone in, four corners of the feet pressing down equally. Exhale to the right without collapsing. Left shoulder forward without crunching. Right side of the rib cages. And then we're going to move towards the center again with the inhale, and on the exhale, do the same on the left. Always keeping four corners of the feet equally down, not collapsing, shoulders down, and crunching side of the body. And again, back to center, inhale, exhale, do the same again to the right. We do a few times left and right at your own time. Back to center, inhale, exhale to the left. One more time, back to center, exhale to the right. Great job. And again, center, last one to the left. And then you're going to come back to center and exhale, let go of your hands, roll the shoulders back. And a few times forward, changing. And then again, inhale, arms up, maybe change the interlock of the finger in what's unusual for you. Turn the palms upside down, lengthen with the inhale, tailbone in, exhale to the right again. This time we hold 2 breaths and adding the gaze, if it's okay with you, gaze towards the left corner of your eye, left elbow. Continue to not collapse the left shoulder forward, press the left outer edge of the foot down equally as the right, and don't crunch in the right side of the rib cages. Last one here, and then come back to center, gaze on arms, lengthen again with the inhale, do the same on the left, holding a couple of breaths. Gazing maybe towards the right corner of your eye, tailbone in, staying away always from the lower back. And breathing, of course, shoulders relaxed. Last one. Back to center, inhale, exhale again, let go of the hands down by the side. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, interlock this time at the lower back. Stretch the arms back and down, heart forward and up. Inhale, your feet are still hip apart, soft bend the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Let the neck be long and the head heavy. Bring some body weight forward on your toes as well. Great pose to open the shoulders a little bit. Make sure you're not fighting the mat. Let that neck be long and the head heavy. Breathing always. 2 more breaths here. 1 more. And then inhale just halfway up. Exhale, let go of your hands, holding opposite elbows. Make a frame for your head. Get some traction in the upper body. You're still not fighting the mat. You're keeping equal weight, toes and heels. Let that neck again be long and the head heavy. 2 breaths there. 1 more. And then let go of your hands down at the ground. Look at your toes. Bring the feet to touch. Big toes touching. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. With the next inhale, you're going to rise all the way to standing. Inner thighs are together. Tailbone in, arms up. Inhale, bring the arms up. And the head will be the last one to look up. Exhale, hands at the heart. And then down by the side. Samastiti. Moving again towards the top of the mat. Big toes touching. Tailbone in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we forward fold over the legs. Flat back on the inhale, always using lower legs as props if the floor is too far for you. Plant the hands down and step your right foot back, left to follow into a plank, holding your plank without collapsing in the hips and in the shoulders. Make sure to spread the fingers on the mat. And let's move forward and back a few times without, again, collapsing in the shoulders. Just keep moving your body forwards towards the top of the mat and back. Shoulder blades going away from each other. Not collapsing in the shoulders. Last one, moving forward and back. And then you're going to come back to center and take a Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, maybe upward facing dog. And exhaling for the first downward facing dog. Maybe cleansing breath as well. Open the mouth. Let's take 3 breaths here. Feel free to pedal or not your feet. Spreading fingers on the mat. Sharpen those sitting bones. Lengthen upper body. Making sure you're not fighting the mat. Always keep a long neck and a heavy head. Great job, you guys. 1 more breath here. And if you are pedaling, maybe find stillness. If your heels are not down today, keep the knees bent and heels off the ground. But make sure to keep those sitting bones still, back and up. 1 final breath. And you're going to inhale yourself back again to a plank. And this time, exhale, lower down all the way on the belly. Untuck the toes and walk the hands to the front of the mat. Reach with the fingertips to the top as far as you can reach. And the back, your feet reaching to the back, tops of the feet to the back. Imagine your body is splitting in half. Upper body moves forward and lower back to the back of the mat. Forehead down on the mat. And with the next inhale, everything simultaneously is lifting up. Legs and the upper body, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe squeezing glutes at the top for your locust pose. Continue breathing. Don't hold the breath. We stay here for just 2 more breaths. Continue reaching to the back with the feet and the arms forward, keeping them away from the ears. Last one. And then exhale, lower down. Bring the hands back in line with the chest, elbows in. Tuck the toes back in. Press up. Inhale, plank, and downward facing dog. Exhale. Great job. 1 more breath here. And when you're ready, gaze to the top of the mat. Step your right foot back in between your hands. Left to follow, big toes touching, and forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way to stand, tailbone in, inner thighs together. Always the head is the last one to look up. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, hands at the heart. Samastiti by the side. Great job. 1 more. 1 more Surya Namaskara. A, modified to warm up just a little bit more. Big toes touching at the top of the mat. Tailbone in, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Flat back on the inhale, and then plant the hands down. Step your left foot first, this time to the back, right to follow, plank, taking your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. breathing. Take your time always. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, inhale yourself back to a plank. Lower down all the way on the belly. Untuck the toes, arms forward. Upper body moves to the front of the mat. Lower body to the back of the mat. Forehead down. Inhale simultaneously. Lift up again for your locust. Feet to the back, arms to the front, maybe glutes engaged. So we protect always lower back, shoulders relaxed, and make sure you are breathing. 2 breaths here. One more. And then exhale, lower down, hands back in line with the chest, forehead down, elbows in, tuck the toes in, press up, plank, inhale, downward facing dog. Maybe cleansing breath, exhale. Spread the fingers always, sharpen sitting bones, lengthen upper body. And when you're ready, gazing at the top of the mat, left foot steps in between, right to follow, big toes touching. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, press to stand, bringing arms with you. The head is always the last one to look up, shoulders away from the ears, lengthen up. Exhale at the heart, Samastiti by the side. Great job, you guys. Take a moment here at the top of the mat. And when you're ready, your feet are still together. You're still at the top of the mat. Tailbone in, inner legs together. Bend the knees and come to a chair. Arms up, inhale. You're making sure this is not hurting lower back. You're going to squat down and back, so you should be able to see your toes. If not, move the sitting bones to the back a little bit. Relaxing in the upper body. Just another breath here. And then we exhale and forward fold over the legs. Flat back on the inhale, using always lower legs as props if you need. Gaze down, plant the hands down, right foot step back, left to follow, plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana, exhale. Warrior one on the right side. When you're ready, gazing at the top, right foot steps in between, back heel down, square those hips, right knee bends, arms up, inhale, right toes, heel inside, outside of the foot, press it down, and outer edge of the left foot, press down, inhale away from the lower back. Just a breath or two here in our warrior one. One more. Continue breathing, relax the shoulders in every pose, feel yourself. What's going on in your body? Come back to the breath. Great job. Bring the hands back at the heart in Namaste and pivot the back heel up. Bring yourself to a high crescent lunge, keeping tailbone in before you extend again the left leg. Arms up, inhale, 2 more breaths here. Your right toes, heel inside, outside of the foot, still pressing down. You always inhale away from the lower back and you keep the shoulders away. Shoulders rolled back and down. One more breath there. And then when you are ready, squeezing the outer hips to the inner hips. So you're very steady. You're going to inhale again away. And on the exhale, you're going to twist to the right side of your mat. Left elbow outside your right knee. Scooping in there. Turn the right shoulder to the sky ceiling. Left shoulder blade to the left front chest. Hands back at the heart in Namaste. Maybe gaze up towards your right shoulder. Make sure this is not hurting lower back. 2 breaths there. One more. Beautiful. Come back to center on the inhale for your high crescent. And on the exhale, you're going to frame that right foot. You're going to step back to a plank and take a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. 1 breath here to rest, or you are always welcome to take a child's pose. Child's pose is always there. But for some people, this can also be a resting pose. So if that's you, stay here with me for just another breath. And let's move on. When you're ready, gaze to the top of the mat. Warrior one on the left side, left foot step in between, back heel down, bend left knee, square those hips, arms up, inhale, left toes, heel inside, outside of the foot. Press it down into the ground, outer edge of the right foot, press down into the ground. Shoulders again away from the ears. Breathing always. And noticing what's happening in the body. If you need to adjust, please adjust, so you are always working with your body, never against. Last one here, last breath here in your warrior one before moving to a high crescent lunge. When you are ready, bring the hands at the heart in Namaste. Pivot the back heel up and make sure to tack that tailbone in before you extend again the right leg. Outer hips can squeeze to the inner, so you're more stable. Your front toes, heel inside, outside of the foot. Still press down, arms up, inhale again. Staying just 1 or 2 breaths before we twist also on this side. Beautiful. One more here. And then when you are ready, let's twist. You're going to inhale and bring the hands at the heart in Namaste. Right elbow outside the left knee. You're going to scoop in first. Help yourself with the left hand to really turn that right shoulder to the front of the mat, the side, left side of the mat, and then bring the hands back at the heart in Namaste. Left shoulder turns up to the sky ceiling. Right shoulder blade to the front chest, right front chest. And again, maybe gazing up towards the left elbow. If balance, it's there. And if not, it's okay with that. Beautiful. Just another breath here. And then we are inhaling and coming back to center. High crescent lunge, inhale. And on the exhale, frame the left foot. Stepping back to a plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog again. Maybe cleansing breath. Sigh it out. Exhale. Spread those fingers on the mat. Always resting if you need. Breathing for sure. Just another breath or 2 here. And then when you are ready, gazing to the top of the mat. You're going to step your right foot in between the hands, left to follow, big toes touching. Exhale, forward, fold over the legs. You're going to bend the knees and inhale, come to a chair, arms up. Just a breath here. Always making sure lower back is okay. Shoulders are relaxed. One final. And then bring the hands at the heart and press up to stand. Hands by the side. Let go. Very good. Take a breath here at the top of the mat, catching the breath before moving on. All right, let's move on. Still at the top of the mat, big toes touching. Let's take another chair. So when you're ready, bend the knees, touch down, arms up. Just 1 or 2 breaths. Take your time. And then from here, try without using your hands to sit down, sitting on your sitting bones, balance on your sitting bones, preparing for a Navasana. So bring the arms in line with the shoulders and maybe lift the feet off the ground without collapsing back, extending the legs if it's available. 3 breaths there, knowing that you can bend the knees, you can bring the hands down, hold the legs if you need to. As long as you are inhaling always heart forward and up, you are breathing and you relax the shoulders. Just 2 more breaths there. 1 more. And then we're going to come back to a chair from here again, trying not to use the hands. So when you're ready, bend the knees, plant the feet down again, and press your hips up. Inhale yourself, coming back to a chair for just a breath or 2. And then on the exhale, forward fold over the legs. Gaze down at your feet, planting hands down, step your left foot back, right follow, plank again, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, cleansing breath maybe. Side it out, downward facing dog. Just a breath here to rest again before doing again a warrior one on the right side and adding a little bit to our sequence today. If you're ready, gaze to the top, right foot step in between, back heel down, warrior one, arms up, inhale, squaring the hips of course, lengthening away from the lower back, shoulders away from the ears. 2 breaths. 1 more. Hands at the heart in Namaste. Pivot the back heel up, high crescent lunge, square those hips. If still they are not there, squeezing outer hips to the inner. So you're very stable. Arms up, inhale for 2 more breaths in our high crescent. Breathing always. 1 more before twisting on the right. So when you're ready, inhale again here. Exhale, left elbow outside the right knee, scoop in, make sure lower back is not hurting. Hands back at the heart in Namaste. Gaze up towards your right shoulder if it's available. Just 2 breaths here. 1 more. Slowly inhale, come back to center, arms up, high crescent. And on the next exhale, warrior 2 on the right side. Left foot steps sideways. Right heel in line with the arch of the left foot. Gaze to the right. Strong arms, sharpen those fingers. Rolling right inner hip to the outer hip. Couple of breaths here. Take your time always. 1 more. And then when you are ready, let's reverse warrior. Right palm flips to the sky and left hand stays on the hip. Left hip and exhale. Reach for the back of the mat without crunching. Left side of the rib cages and collapsing. Right shoulder forward. Looking up towards your right elbow. Again, if balance is there. When we are ready, gazing to the front again if you're gazing up. Inhale back to your warrior 2 and take a few flows from warrior 2 to reverse warrior. Again, making sure you never collapse in the lower back. So let's flip again. Reverse the warrior when you're ready. Exhale. Back to warrior 2. Come back to center. Inhale. And again, reverse the warrior. Reach to the back of the mat. Back to warrior 2. Back to center. And for the last time, reach for the back of the mat. Reverse your warrior. And then back to your warrior 2. Gazing to the right for 1 more breath here. And then when you are ready, give a break to your arms and extend the right leg. Give a break to that right leg as well. Turn your right toes in and turn your left toes out. Preparing for a triangle Trikonasana pose at the back of the mat. Using the block if you need it. I am going to use it since we're going to do a half moon pose as well after Trikonasana. So I personally want to use the block. It's up to you. When you are ready, left toes out to the back of the mat, right foot in, arms up, inhale. Keep the left side of the rib cages open without collapsing. Right shoulder forward. Exhale for your triangle pose. Keeping the right shoulder towards the ceiling sky. Reach with right arm up high to the heavens. Not collapsing in the left shoulder. Look up at your right hand. Beautiful sun here today. So I have to keep my eyes closed. Make sure you're breathing, guys. Hold your Trikonasana for another breath or 2. One last. And if you're gazing up towards your right hand, gaze down at your left foot. Bend the right elbow, right hand on the hip, bend the left knee. Take the block and place it outside your left pinky toe, pressing 4 corners of the left foot into the ground. Lift up with the next inhale, right leg off the ground. Now, turn your right elbow towards the ceiling sky. And again, before you tend the full pose, try to make sure you are balancing, okay? So left toes heel inside outside of the foot, press down. Left wrist ideally under the shoulder. And then when you're ready, let's point the right toes to the front of the mat. Reach with the right arm to the sky ceiling and stay here for a breath. Or maybe bend into the right knee, let go of your right hand, reach for the right top foot just for a breath. Hand resisting foot, foot resisting hand, they stay. Let go everything, inhaling, releasing leg and arm back up. Great job. I can't look up, it's super bright, but if you can, add the gaze, look at your right hand. Beautiful. Let's move back to our Trikonasana. Right hand back on the hip, gaze down at the left toes. Right foot step back on the mat, heel in line with the arch of the right foot. Left hand down on the block, or if you are not using the block, that's okay. And inhale back to your triangle pose. Just a breath here. Beautiful. One last. And then slowly, if you're gazing again up to your right hand, gaze in front of you. Let go the block there. Inhale, press yourself up, turn the left toes in, turn the right toes out, face the right leg, and frame the right foot. Stepping back to a plank. Taking your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And side it out. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very nice. Again, take 2 breaths here to rest, or feel free to take your child's pose. Always reconnecting to the breath. Breathing. One more. And when you guys are ready, gaze to the top of the mat. Left foot warrior one. Step in between, back heel down. Inhale yourself away from the ground, squaring the hips. Left toes heel inside outside of the foot, press it down. Outer edge of the right foot, press down. 1 or 2 breaths here. Last one. And then when you're ready, we bring the hands at the heart. Just a time to pivot the back heel up, coming into a crescent lunge. Again, tucking tailbone in before you kick through that heel, and then arms back up. Inhale, never collapsing in the lower back. Squeezing in those outer hips to the inner. It will help you to be steadier, so try. One more breath here before we twist on the left. And when you are ready, inhale again and exhale, right elbow outside the left knee, scooping in, scooping in. Hands back at the heart in Namaste. Maybe turning the gaze up towards the left shoulder if it's available. Make sure this is not hurting. One more breath there. Then slowly come back to center with the inhale, arms up. And then warrior two on the exhale, arranging left heel in line with the arch of the right foot. Turn the gaze to the left, strong arms, sharpen those fingers. Take your time always. And when you are ready, let's reverse the warrior. Right hand lower down, left arm face the ceiling, sky, stay away from the lower back. Keep the lunge in the legs when you exhale and reach to the back of the mat. Not crunching right side of the rib cages. Maybe turning the gaze towards the left elbow. We tend to extend the front leg when we do this, so that's why I'm reminding you, keep the lunge. Keep that left arm energized. Let's flow here from reverse warrior back to warrior two just a few times. And then reverse again. And again, inhale warrior two. And reverse your warrior. One more time, come back to warrior two. And reverse your warrior. Exhale, reach to the back. And the last one, come forward, warrior two, for just a breath, and then let's give a break. Extend the left leg. Should be on fire, the left quad by now. Let go of your arms. Turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out to the back of the mat. Taking the block, if you use it, for our triangle and the half moon pose. When you are ready, arms up here, inhale. Slide on that imaginary wall, exhale, placing the block outside your right ankle. Keep the shoulders in one line. Left arm reach to the heavens, and then long neck, look up at your left hand. We take 2 breaths here before going for our half moon pose, tempting a chapasana as well for at least a breath. Take your time here, rest in your trikonasana, and then when you are ready, we're gonna gaze down at the right foot, bend the left elbow, bring the left hand on the hip. Bend the right knee and take that hand with the block or not. Place the block or spider hand outside your right pinky and pick up that left leg. Now your right toes, heel inside, outside of the foot, press down. Left elbow turns to the sky, ceiling. Find your balance always first before you attempt the full pose. Beautiful. So your hip and left elbow turn up to the sky, ceiling, and then try to extend the left arm up, pointing the left toes to the top of your mat. Let's bend the left knee, bend the left elbow, catch that foot if it's available for just a breath. Great job. Hand resists the foot, foot resists the hand. They go back to the back of the side of the room, the side of the mat, and then let go everything out. Left arm back up, left leg to the front of the mat. Stay here for a breath or two in your half moon pose before we are going back to trikonasana. So when you are ready, gaze down, left foot step back, place the block outside your right ankle again, and inhale, left arm up. Great job, you guys. Just a breath or two here. Turning the gaze up to the left again if it's available only. And then slowly, when you are ready, gaze in front of you. Let go the block there on the ground. Inhale, press up. Turn your right toes in, turn your left toes out. Bending left knee, exhale. Frame your left foot. Pivot the back heel up and step to your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale. Great job. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Take your time here. In your downward facing dog, no rushing. Just 2 breaths maybe. Or take your child's pose. One last. And then when you're ready, gaze to the top of the mat. Left foot step in between, right to follow, big toes touching. Exhale, you fold. Chair on the inhale, bend the knees, arms up for just 2 breaths. Again, make sure lower back is always okay. One final. Then hands at the heart, press to stand. And then hands by the side, let go. Beautiful. Okay, guys, from the top of the mat, big toes touching. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Flat back on the inhale, using lower legs if the floor is too far, as props. Plant the hands down, gaze down, step to a plank, any foot you want to go first, or hop or jump. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you are ready, drop the knees down. Bring them forward and together in between the hands. Crisscross the legs at the shins. Extend the legs in front of you. Take a forward fold here. Paschimottanasana, bringing feet together. Arms up, neutral spine. Inhale, exhale, fold. Take your time. Make sure you're not tensing. We only stay here for 2 breaths. One more. Great job. And then come on up, inhale. And on the exhale, let go. Bend into the right knee. Bring the right foot outside your left leg. Then bending left knee as well. You're going to bring the left heel under your right butt cheek. Inhale away from the lower back. Left arm up. And exhale, twist to the right. Bring the left elbow outside the right knee. If it's available, right shoulder to the back, right hand to the back. Look at your right shoulder. Stay away from the lower back. And if this is not accessible, you're just going to bring your left elbow around your right knee, catching the pants. Hold into the pants so you're able to twist. Still a twist it's going to be. Continue to turn the right shoulder to the back with every out breath and the gaze as well. Only if all of this is available, not collapsing in that right hand at the back. Just another breath there. One more. And then you come back to center with the inhale and let go of everything. Extend the legs out in front of you. And when you are ready, bend the left knee. Step your left foot outside your right leg. Bring your right heel underneath your left butt. Keep the four corners of the left foot into the ground. Inhale away from the lower back. Here with the right arm up. And on the exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow outside the left knee. Left hand behind you. Turning chin and gaze to the left. Only as much as is available. Again, maybe just wrapping right elbow around the left knee, catching the pants. If this twist is not available. Take 2 breaths there. Always inhaling away from the lower back. Twisting and turning deeper with the exhale, if only it's available. Not collapsing in the left hand, so stay away from the lower back. One more breath there. Great job today. When you are ready, come back to center. Let go, extend the legs in front of you, shake them out. And then come to a cross-leg seated position with the hands at the heart in Namaste. We are going to take just a few breaths here before ending our class today. Just a moment to say thank you again for showing on the mats. Feel free to lie down for your Shavasana if you feel like, or stay here with me for just 2 more breaths. Saying thank you for the practice of yoga. Saying thank you. You made it through this class, for showing up for you and for honoring yourself today in a positive way. Beautiful. Before we are ending, I also want to thank you so much for practicing with me once again today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The divine light within me honors the divine light within me. Namaste.